Channel 18 News, I'm Jim Rogers. According to Sheriff Butch Adams and Chief Criminal Investigator and Sheriff-elect Lewis Tatum, Chad Calhoun was sentenced Wednesday afternoon in federal court in Tyler to 135 months for receipt of child pornography and 120 months for possession of child pornography. The sentences will run concurrent, and he'll also face a 10-year probation when he is released from the 11 years and 3 months of federal prison. He will serve day for day on those sentences. Calhoun, former pastor of Lake Highlands Baptist Church in Sulphur Springs, is no longer affiliated with the local congregation. Texas Department of Transportation officials said that work on 2 new safety rest areas along Interstate Highway 30 in Hopkins County will begin August the 8th. TxDOT unveiled plans for the new rest areas in March of 2015 at a public meeting in Cumbie. The new travelers' facilities will be constructed just east of Cumbie on Farm to Market Road 499 and Farm to Market Road 275 South at an estimated cost of more than $23 million. The target date for completion of the project is January 2018, weather permitting. The new rest areas will serve both east and westbound traffic along Interstate 30. A rest area on both the north and south sides will be constructed, 49 acres in each of those rest areas. TxDOT officials said that the rest areas will include a main building with restrooms, a Texas Department of Public Safety office, a lobby, exhibit area that will feature information and displays from surrounding communities. Each site will also include outdoor playgrounds and picnic areas, walking exercise area, separate parking area for passenger vehicles and larger vehicles such as tractor trailers, 24-hour security, and maintenance caretaker. A small pond on each side will support grounds and landscaping irrigation needs, officials said. TxDOT officials asked that drivers pay close attention to all signs during the time of construction of this area. It's budget season for Hopkins County Commissioner's Court. Doug Haston asked Commissioner Precinct 1 Beth Weisenbaker, "Where do you get your money?" She answers that and a lot more.
Okay, before we start talking about how you spend the money, tell me, where do you get the money?
County government gets their money from 3 different sources, and that's all we have. There's no other way to do it. You have sales taxes, you have fines and fees, and you have property tax. The sales taxes for county governments offset property taxes. For instance, and the way to explain this is always, if it takes $100 to operate county government and you get $25 in sales tax, then you can only go to the property tax owner for $75. So our sales tax offsets the cost of county government. And that's different from cities. Theirs is just reverse. And then fines and fees, we're a collection agency for the state of Texas. And even though it will show us collecting a large amount of money, we don't get to keep all of that. We disperse it back to the state or the various agencies that we collect it for. New money.
What is new money?
Well, that's the appraised values. When they go up just a little bit, it lets us take the time. That's where you generate your new money. Sales tax, we always just guess. And it's an estimate. Again, you're at the estimate level, and we go back and we look at the quarterlies to see what we were bringing in, and sales taxes is pretty much the same as it was last year. So the only new money that we generated was from increased values evaluations, and they went up 1.3%, which is the equivalent of about $170,000, somewhere right through there. And so it's probably a little more than that, and it's 4% uncollectible. So anyway, we didn't have much, and we did have some that they went up that we had to deal with, like increasing health costs, health insurance costs that I mentioned before. There's always little stuff that you have to address. So we're pretty much excited that, because if you talk to everybody else in the surrounding communities, they didn't fare as well as we did. And so I'm real proud of Hopkins County. I'm real proud of all the elected officials I deal with. They watch their budgets so closely to spend it wisely. And also, our clerks, our constables, our JPs, they all set their fines and their fees, and they access those. And if there's any way that they can generate new monies, they try to. And so it's fun working here. I love it. Recommend it to everybody.
What's your biggest expenditure? What do you spend the most?
Probably the most money is spent on law enforcement, public safety. Last time I checked, it's approximately 46% of the budget. And we're doing a very exciting thing this year. I'm thrilled to death with it. It's something I've always wished we could do, and this year it just happened, and that's wonderful. You added up what we had spent on law enforcement last year, and it was $4.3 million, because they've got 4 different accounts. They've got the jail, the law enforcement side of it, the patrol officers, investigation. They've got dispatch, and they've got extradition. But if you put all 4 of those accounts together, it's about $4.3 million. And this year, rather than the court making internal decisions for them, we were able to, all of us got together and we thought, we think this year it will probably work that we just give them a totality of $4.3 million, which is no increase, and let them make those type of decisions. And law enforcement was very receptive to that. Sheriff Adams and Sheriff-elect Tatum. And it's Tanner Crump, and I never can remember his rank, but we dealt with all of them. Very knowledgeable, enjoyable meeting, and so they took that and they ran with it. And any money that is saved, we're going to roll it into a capital improvement account so that they can make long-range decisions, knowing that if they're very frugal with their money, if they can find any way to save the taxpayers' money and spend it more wisely, then they can start planning for future needs of that department. I think it's wonderful, and we're going to see. And I think we set it up so that in 2 years, everybody's going to kind of go back to, it's either a year or 2 years, Doug. It almost would take 2 years to really figure it out, but they're going to go back to the table and see if that concept is really going to work. And I have full faith that it's going to, because it's just, you always have to be open to new ideas and new management. You don't ever need to get static. And I've tried real hard since I'm senior member of the court to not always go, well, back in the day we did it like this, and we don't need to change. But because change is what keeps you moving forward. That's what keeps the progressive growth going. So the first budget was exciting because I was learning the system. The last budget is exciting because I see change coming. I see a new enthusiasm. We've got new people coming in office. Sheriff-elect Tatum loved working with Butch. We've got new JPs over there. It's just, it's time. It's beginning to get that rollover. It's a wonderful place to be at this moment in time.
Okay, let's talk about the thorn.
Okay.
County roads.
Okay. Well, county roads.
What are we going to do about the county roads?
For 20 years, and I'm like everybody else. When I came into office, I had driven the roads, and you drive the roads and you see them with new eyes, and you question, why didn't they put a ditch here? Why have they not cut the trees back? Why is this road being patched? Why? And I remember when I was the question asker, and I came into office, and you know me after all these years. A challenge to me is just the most exciting thing in the world. I love it. It's what you need to do. You need to always look at stuff with new eyes. And so I came in, I immediately divided my precinct. I got maps printed. Back in the old days, even though there were road numbers, nobody called them road numbers. They had names. They were always like Big Jaw Road, and that was Wayman Darden, because he always had a big old chaw of tobacco. And I'm sorry, I'm shaking my head at somebody at the door. This makes no sense. Okay, and you can cut that part out if you would like. But anyway, and I mean and so I had a map printed up, and then I pretty much divided the precinct into quadrants, because one of the issues when I was running for office was, why does all the money get spent in Miller Grove? Why does all the money get spent at Riley Springs? And so what I did, just in my own little mind, I thought, okay, we're going to start and we're going to try to disperse the money around the precinct. And the county, I probably for a long time, usually we have to always, let me back up. I wish I could tell a story straight on, but I have to back up a little bit because you got to get to funding. The way we get the funding for the roads, and basically what it is, it ends up being about 26% of the budget is where the county roads come in. But we are mandated by the state of Texas to perform certain services. And so every 2 years when the legislature is down there, we have to be very vigilant. Anyway, we got to watch them and make sure that they don't pass a mandate down to us that's going to cost us money, because they're terribly bad about saying, well, we cut taxes. Well, they cut them all right, but they moved the service down to county, and now we have to fund them, and we're mandated to, so we don't have a choice. By the time you do the mandated services, which are the criminal court system, the indigent lawyer fees, the record keeping, the jail, by the time you do all that, there is not much money left to disperse. And so you're dispersing among the non-mandated things, and then you get to county roads. And everybody pays for county roads. Whether if you live inside an incorporated city or if you live in the county, everybody pays. And then there's a fee that you pay on your car when you go to register it. And that, it's that little register. It's a $10 fee here in Hopkins County, I think. And we get that, and we get salvage materials back from the state of Texas, and we get lateral road fund bridges. It's little bitty amounts of money. $32,000 for all 4 precincts comes back in from the state, so we divide that 4 ways. That's it. And remember I told you about the only place to get money was property, fines and fees, and sales taxes. So that's where we're at. So basically by the time you meet all the mandated fees, you look at your budget and you go, okay, now let's see where we're at. And you start dividing up what is left between the non-mandated, such as volunteer fire departments. Those are not mandated. Our county fire department is not mandated, but it's a public service. Both of those are a public service that you need. And then there are various other categories in the county budget. Not much money, because remember I already told you law enforcement was 46%, and the courts, I meant to go look it up, but they're in the high 20s. So there's not much left. And so what we do is we take that, and because we all have equal road mileage, we divide that into the 4 precincts. And so that's where our money comes from. When times were tough back, Chris had just come into office, was that 2011, 2010, somewhere right through there. The year before that, we had really we kind of hit the wall. And when Chris came in, we had to start reducing jobs. They were tough times, and that's when our budget got down really low. And then we started building it back up. We established a plan, and that's why we're in such good shape now. And so moving forward with that, because we all have equal road mileage, the money is dispersed equally. And we had to cut our budget because of the increased price in materials. To be able to supply the same materials cost-wise to the precincts, we ended up, each one of us cut our crew from 8 crew members to 6 crew members. And so, basically everybody will go, yeah, but fuel's going back down. Well, it is going back down, but the price of our materials has not. And we bid that once a year and sometimes twice a year, but they haven't gone down, they've gone up. And we really don't have a choice on that. I mean, we have to have suppliers that are local, and our rock comes from Oklahoma. Our oil sand comes from Arcade Hall, that's over in Paris. And that's part of the problem. When you're in a rural area, you don't have a lot of people bidding your contracts. And we put them out. We send all kinds of bids out, but we can only go on what's sent back to us. So that's where we've got limited funds, and it's your funds, and that's why we are going to spend them as wisely as we can. And we try to be inventive. We try to be conservative. And ultimately, when it gets down to it, we've all got, this year's budget is $945,000. And that's it. And it's to take care of 200, and in my case, 217 miles of road. And that's the equivalent of driving from here to Wichita Falls with 6 men. And by the time you pay salaries, equipment repair, insurances, and if you were lucky enough to buy a piece of equipment, the payment on it, by the time you do all that, you end up with probably somewhere around $300,000 to $325,000 to put into your actual material line for repair of 217 miles of road. It doesn't go far. I serve on a board. One of the things I wanted to do when I came into office was, I thought, well, I don't really know how to build a county road, had a great business background, but I really didn't know how to build a county road. And so I thought, well, I can go to school. I'm smart. I can learn this. And there wasn't the educational programs out there that you really needed for a county commissioner. We don't build FM roads. I know how, but what 1/10 of a mile of road would you like for me to build? Because that would take all the 300,000 and actually more. So, I mean, you have to learn how. You have to learn from the people that were here, which I did. H.W. Calvin and Don were all very gracious to share their knowledge with me. But then I started looking for the V.G. Young Institute with A&M College Station, and they had some schooling, some different classes that you could go to, but that still didn't give me the knowledge that I needed. I depended on my crew. I've got a 30-year veteran, actually more than that now, in Rodney Keller, my foreman. And of course, I had hired back the gentleman that had been in office before me, William Sparks, and he had a lot of knowledge. So, I mean, I gained knowledge from everybody, but I still wasn't satisfied. So there was a board that I could go serve on that right now it's being run, it's TEEX, T-E-E-X, and it ran out of Texas Engineering something. Anyway, they've got professional engineers on that they help county commissioners at no charge. And this year, University of Texas at Arlington has gotten that contract. And from the beginning until now, what we have established, and I'm excited to say I've been a part of it, you can come out with a Road Scholars program where they will, you take these different classes and you learn how to build these county roads, what is effective. You learn the grade slopes, you learn the crown slopes, you learn, the ideal way to build it. And these professional services, which I've used, they'll come down here for nothing. They'll spend however many days with me I want, and I'll show them different areas, and I've showed them some drainage areas and some stuff like that as to what is their professional opinion on how we can fix this. And then they'll give you a roadmap as to what you can or cannot do and how would be the most cost effective. So I've been a part of that. I'm very excited. It's a great program for us to access at no charge to the local taxpayer that gives us knowledge. What you run into constantly is that they share the information with you, but you cannot afford it. You can't afford it. And even if you could afford it, you've got a 6-man crew. We're not a highway. There's some of my roads that are dead ends. And if I'm working on that road, people still have to get home. That's the only way in for them. I can't route them anywhere else. And people are, and I don't mean this ugly, bless y'all, I don't mean it ugly, but you're impatient when we're working on a county road. I can't tell you how many times my blade operator will be right in the middle of a road, and they'll have a big old windrow out in the middle of it, and we're trying to get it laid down, we're trying to get the crown on the road, trying to get the slopes on the ditches, and somebody just We've got signs up, been working, wait, but they just come. And you know, you have to stop, you have to break it, you have to, I mean, you would never more dream of doing that on a state highway than you would sprout wings and fly. But on a county road, you'll do it. And I don't understand that. But yet at the same time, we require the same respect that you give to a highway crew. We can't do our job if you push us and tell us how fast we need to get it done. Right now, I think you need to keep these precinct systems for the service of our customers and to protect you in the case of a disaster. And when a lot of people think, well, if you do the unit system, then you're removing the commissioners from the daily decision. You're not removing us. Who do you think that person works for? He works for the court, or a woman. It could be a woman. But who does that person work for? They work for the court. Who pays their salary? Who sets their salary? Who decides, are they going to have staff? Who decides what equipment they're going to buy? It's the court. We decide. So it's not removing us from professional decisions based on the engineering of these roads. It is just putting another level of bureaucracy between the people and the government. And you're going to pay for that. Even if you were to reduce our salaries, that money is still going to go to that person. And there's still no more money in that person's budget to go out and build a better road.
P31 Fitness is a nationwide franchise that began in Sulphur Springs 8 years ago. It is fitness for women of all ages, and the concept was an idea of then Sulphur Springs High School coach Rachel Curtis. The new season of classes starts Monday, August 8th, and an opportunity for a new trainer is offered. Let's meet local franchise owner Krista McMahon-Morrill.
It is for women's fitness, women-only group fitness, and we are here to empower women not only in fitness but in the 4 areas of health, which is spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical.
Okay, and it is scripturally based.
Yes, it is based on the Proverbs 31 woman. We have daily devotionals and weekly devotionals just to build that spiritual character. You all need that in your lives, and why not combine it with the physical aspect as well?
Okay. You have classes already in place in Hopkins County.
Yes, ma'am.
Although the new fall semester starts Monday.
Yes, starts Monday on the 8th. We have classes going already. We have a August special actually for new members.
Okay.
You can do 1 week in August for free. So if you're new, you can come try us out this month.
Okay. Tell folks where the classes are.
In Sulphur Springs, we have a morning class, 5 a.m. at the Rock, and a evening class at 5:30 p.m. at Bowie Elementary Gym. And then we have Winsboro. It is at the the Winsboro Elementary School. They do it outside in the parking lot, so they're pretty tough over there at 7 p.m. And Sulphur Bluff has a morning and an evening class at their school. And Como has one at Elm Ridge Church. I think
that's
it.
evening?
Yes. No, Como is in the morning.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So really there's a place, a location, and there's a time for just about everybody.
Yes, ma'am.
Are they all 2 days a week or 3 days a week?
Each location varies. They're 2, 3, or 4 days a week. So you just you can go to p31fitness.com and find your town and get the locations, the dates, the times, everything you need.
Okay. I have found that website, p31.com, just very, very usable and very friendly.
Yes, it is, definitely. We try to make it user-friendly since we offer all ages and all fitness levels, we want everyone to be able to have easy access.
Okay. Well, it's a wonderful concept. Fitness for women with all 4 areas of health involved. And tell us those 4 again.
Yes, those 4 are physical, mental, emotional, and most of all, spiritual.
Okay. So the class will start off, and I'll tell you just my experience. I don't know about the morning classes because I'm never there on mornings. I'm here. But everyone gets there and says hello and start kind of walking around just to warm up. But everyone is gathered, then kind of a thought or an inspiration is given, so that's in the top of mind as you go throughout the 1 hour long
yes, ma'am.
Exercise plan for that day. And it might be something to do with kickboxing, it might be more cardio, it might be more low impact, various things. So, some yoga moves are included.
Yes, we have a little bit of everything in class.
And it's lots of fun. You do feel like you've really put in a workout.
Yes.
But it is doable.
Definitely. It is for all ages, for sure. That's what we really want to press, is all ages and all fitness levels. It doesn't matter if you haven't worked out in 20 years or if you've never worked out in your life or if you are a hardcore marathon runner. You can always do our classes because we have modifications for lower impact and we have more intense modifications if you need.
Right. I like the way that the instructor calls out the moves and maybe modifies them as you go. Maybe someone is not, kicking high enough or whatever.
Yes, we definitely want to push you. And as well, we want to offer those modifications if you need a little lighter workout.
So it's like having a personal trainer, but it's the whole group of you receiving this instruction.
Yes, definitely. It is like having one-on-one attention because our trainers are P31 certified. And but you have that group aspect, and it makes you want to come work out. It's not quite as easy to go to a personal trainer if you're by yourself. It's a little more nerve-wracking, and it just kind of lets you be stress-free if you come in this group environment.
At the classes that I've attended, there have been some school administrators, like principals, women with little children, people my age, all kinds. Those that are fit and those who are wanting to be fit.
Yes.
Those who have to lose a lot of weight and they just have to kind of take it slow and be very consistent.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
kinds of ladies benefit from P31.
Yes, they do. And having that great diversity is what makes P31 great, because you have these women that see someone next to them that's starting from square one and they want to encourage them. So we're all here to encourage each other and build on each other's strengths and help each other on our weaknesses. And we're just a community of women that really help each other build up in all of those aspects in life.
And that has proved to be very true. And then the thing you look forward to so much is that not only cool down time and rest time when you've really had a workout, but the spiritual feeding that you get at that time.
Yes, at the end of class, every single class, we have a little devotional time. You get to lie back on your mat, close your eyes, and just let the day completely slip away. Your trainer will go over our daily devotional, and then you get 1 minute of complete silence where you don't have to worry about dishes or what you need to do for the day, errands, work. You just get to lay there and breathe and be thankful.
Here's Don Julian with sports.
The Lady Cats volleyball team will have its first scrimmage of the season Friday morning at home against Cumbie and Commerce starting at 10 a.m. New head volleyball coach Justin Manis has also added a couple of new players to the varsity, Sharita Hill and Amani Taylor. I talked with Coach Manis on Thursday morning. Added a couple of varsity girls to this unit here.
Yeah, picked up Sharita Hill and Amani right there. They're going to be really good additions for us. Sharita's going to be a big force at the net with her leaping ability and her height. And Amani, you saw her, she can chase down just about anything that comes her way. So they're definitely going to help us.
A couple of other ones as well.
Oh my goodness! I mean, if just watching right there, we got some offensive weapons that we can use, and we got kids that are going hard, and that's the biggest part of the battle is if they'll go hard all the time.
Looking forward to a scrimmage now and see what they can do against.
That's scrimmages. You kind of work with things and kind of work with the chemistry, the rotations, and see what best works for us. I mean, the good thing about this bunch is we have options. I mean, we can move things around and people can play different positions, and that makes for a special team. So I'm anxious to see about that tomorrow, messing with that.
Commerce and Cumbie.
Coming in tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Cumbie always a good little team.
Good. Yeah, they're always solid.
Strong.
Yeah, they're strong. So it'll be a good test for us. And of course, like I said, we'll be messing with lots of things, and it's more about getting this better than anything. So I might be working with the rotations, the defense, just to see what best works for us.
So for 2 or 3 hours tomorrow, if somebody wants to catch some volleyball.
Yeah, you bet. Come on out. Yeah, it should be exciting. There'll be volleyball going in both gyms for at least 3 hours. Good stuff.
Okay, Coach. As of Monday, the Wildcats and Lady Cats cross-country teams have been reporting to high school for early morning runs with new cross-country coach Ross Hicks. And I talked with Coach Hicks on Thursday morning.
We've been working all summer. August 1st was the day that I really wanted everybody to kind of finish up with their vacations and really get focused on the season that's coming up. Our first meet is August the 27th is what we're planning for, and so so now's the time that we're really ramping things up.
All right. So you're just kind of gathering every morning since August 1st and doing a little bit of getting some running in.
Yes. We meet at about 7:15 here during the summertime, and we run whatever's on the schedule for that day. Today we had a longer run, and then we went in the weight room and did some mainly body weight activities. Today is what I like to do, and we typically go to the weight room a couple times a week as well. And so we've had a good showing so far. Everyone who needs to be out there has been out there, so I'm looking forward to the season.
Everybody reported August 1st in pretty good shape, or some of them had a good summer?
Yeah. Most of them had been coming throughout the summer as well, because we have had our summer training going on at this summer, and so most of them have been on that. As long as they're, we're okay, obviously, with them going on family vacations or church camp or whatever activity they may have going on. And then as long as when they're in town, they're here with us. And most of them did do that. So most of them are in pretty good shape. So.
Who are some of your leaders you're looking forward to kind of lead the team this year?
Definitely. Well, on the girls' side, we're actually led by a few. We've got a good senior class this year. We've got one of our a few runners. There's a group of them that I'm looking forward to seeing how they do. We have Peyton Pierce, and she's one that I'm looking forward to seeing what happens. And we have couple other that I'm really looking forward to see. On the guys' side, we have we lost Jacob Gatewood last year, and he's going. He actually left today to go to college, and so he's really looking forward to that. But we have some guys who have come in behind him and kind of seen the way that he works and seen what it takes to advance past the regional level to the state level, and some younger guys who are sophomores. We really have a group of guys. So I hate to single out just one or two of them, because there really is a group of guys who I feel like have kind of just are turning into leaders as the tide kind of turns from the old regime, and so I'm looking forward to see what they can do.
Wildcats football season tickets went on sale to the general public on Thursday morning. As of 11 a.m. Thursday, there were still about 59 seats left, and I talked with season ticket coordinator Lynette King.
And we had a long line when we got here this morning, and we had a few tickets that were really still some pretty good tickets. Most of what we have now is just rows 1 and 2. We've got a couple on row 4 in B section, and we've got some 1s spread throughout.
Yeah.
But for the most part, we've got it's rows 1 and 2.
All right. So it's going to take some doing to get them all moved, but you just never know what's going to happen.
That's exactly right. So, and if somebody wants just 1 ticket, and we have some, that I'll take this one here and that one there, and they don't sit together, but
sometimes they're relatively close.
Relatively.
So it's been a pretty smooth process.
It's been very smooth, very good. I think this year we had a little more turnover than what we normally have, but everybody that came in yesterday and so far everything today, they have gotten what they wanted.
Yeah. All right.
And the main thing is today and tomorrow, come in, get your name on the board. So that next year you can come back on Monday and Tuesday, pick up those same tickets, but then you're eligible for Wednesday upgrades.
Yeah, and there's no cost to come in and look, right?
That's exactly right.
Do some window shopping.
That's exactly right. We actually have 1 or 2 that came in yesterday and just wanted to see, is there anything, they're happy with their tickets, but is there anything that I could,
You just never know.
Right, that's right.
Thanks for watching Channel 18 News. Have a great evening.